Okay, so for the second part of this demonstration, kind of demonstrating some of the types of contamination that we find in various properties throughout the seasons. We've now introduced some water. So we've got wet leaves this time as opposed to the dry leaves that we had last time round. We've got our rock salt, which has dissolved slightly into our water. Now this is typical of what we would find at the entrance of an office block, kind of a loading bay, kind of entrance of a shopping centre, and then we've got sort of our grit and sandy sort of contamination on the floor surface, again where water has been introduced, and we'll see how they perform. So first off, we've got the wet leaves. Bearing in mind a wet floor control performed at 131. Our wet leaves, wow, taken us up to 143. So the leaves have added quite a significant amount to the score there. So Faye's just giving the machine a good wipe there, and then we move on to the rock salt. And so we've got partially dissolved rock salt in our water contamination here. Wow, there we go. 142. Now that's actually as we expect, because the rock salt is now partially dissolved, it's not creating the same ball bearing effect it did in our first video. So this is one of the rare scenarios that we see where the wet result is actually better than the dry result that we've recorded. And we move on to our last one, our gritty sandy contamination type. There we go. And we've got 146, which was actually worse than it was this time round. The sand being smaller particles doesn't create quite the same ball bearing effect as the rock salt did, although it does still have an effect. But the water, now carrying the sand and the water a little bit further, has shown actually quite a poor result there compared to the control of 131. So it just shows the effect of various different types of contamination you might find in your property throughout the various seasons of the year, and we need to make sure that our cleaning regimes are effective at removing these types of contamination from our floor surface.